State Wrestling Officials Association, our spring meeting. Fred, you want to go through roll call chapters?
Yeah. Hang on one second. Let me get. Mike, why don't you skip down to the moment of silent prayer for a minute? I got to print
Yeah,
out.
okay, I can do that. Gentlemen, most of you are probably aware that in the past year, a couple of significant individuals in the New York State wrestling community passed away. And we would like to take a moment to recognize their passing and respect the fact of their contributions to our sport and our state. And we're talking about Reggie Jones from Long Island and also Luciani from Long Island. So if you will join me for a moment of silence, I would appreciate that.
Mike, if I might interrupt, we should also acknowledge Steve's Balbert's loss.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Steve's dad passed. Absolutely, you're correct.
Thank you.
So if you would please join me. Thank you very much. And I realized with this group that we would probably tell stories till midnight in regards to Reggie and Lou, but let's hold off on that until we complete the business meeting, if you would, please. Fred, you good to roll?
Yeah, I'm all set. Westchester,
Yes, Ray Sarcone.
we got
Hi,
Ray.
everyone.
What happened to that one farm that you said, like, remember that one that we kept looking at?
Mid Hudson.
Tom Cunningham here.
Boy,
I got it.
Tom, how you doing? Rockland, Nikki's here.
Here, yep.
Capital, I see Todd there.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Anybody else from
here.
Capital?
Yep.
Oh, Brent, yeah. Central New York.
We're here.
Who we got here? Polly?
Yep. Can you hear me, Fred?
Yep, I can hear you now. Yep.
Okay.
Syracuse is good. Gino and Gary, Watertown. Lukey's there.
Yep,
John's here too.
somewheres.
Keeping score of a football game here.
Exactly.
Section 4. Who we got?
Mike.
Oh, Mike. Just Mike who?
That's me.
West Central. Got anybody? Okay, we'll come back to him. Section 5. I see Frank and Joey.
Yeah.
Matt. Niagara Frontier.
Fred is here.
That's me, Fred.
Who's there from Niagara?
It's me, Scott.
Oh, Scott.
Soon they forget us, Scott.
I'm not forgetting you, man.
Huh?
Someone's here. Louis, I see Louis here.
Roger Overend's there too.
Clinton County, Billy Manor.
I'm here too. Roger.
I see Billy for Clinton County. Anybody else there?
No, just me.
Anybody else along, Billy? No?
No.
Long Island, I see Nick. Anybody else with you, Nick?
I don't think so. Rob may join in a little while, but not yet.
Okay.
Section 10 here.
Warren Sullivan. Todd, I saw Todd here a little while ago. Is he
Yeah, Todd's having a problem with audio, Freddie.
Oh, is he? Okay. Can he hear us? I hope.
He's trying to log on again.
Northern,
Let her have it.
Northern New York anywhere? No, huh? Suffolk,
Oscar's here.
that's Jim
Yeah.
Room. I see. There's Richie.
Yeah.
And I saw George on there. Anybody else with you, George?
Billy's there.
There.
Billy, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Nami. Billy with you?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm here. You don't hear me?
Yeah, I do now. Okay.
All right.
West Central and Northern. Well,
Okay.
I think Coulter was on there.
I am here. Section 10 is here.
Excellent.
Is that you, Coulter?
Yep.
Okay,
I'm here.
gotcha. West Central yet? No? Okay.
We're going to forego introduction of the executive committee and move on down to the minutes for our October 17th Zoom fall meeting for the association. Any comments, questions, corrections, or concerns regarding the minutes from October 2020? Hearing none, accept the motion to accept the minutes. Thank you, Fred.
We accept the minutes.
Frank?
Yeah.
Got a
Second. Who gave the second?
Lou Delando.
Thanks, Lou. All right, any discussion on the motion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Oh, God.
Okay, minutes are accepted. Treasurer's report, Fred.
You know what? I didn't send that, but Scott, you got it. Can you put that up on the screen? Or can I just hold it up? I'll just read it. I'll read through it. We have balance on hand as of the 5th of April, $1,424 in the checking account, $14,003.96 in the savings account, $5,000 in the insurance deductible account. I will send out the treasurer's report with the minutes, so you can see all the deposits and disbursements. I apologize for not sending it. I don't know what I was thinking. I sent it out this afternoon with I should have sent it this afternoon with the minutes in the agenda, but I didn't. But that'll accompany the minutes. Oh, you got it right there. All right. So take a look at it. Thanks, Scott. If there's any questions, I'd be glad to try to answer them. Transferred a lot of money to our $12,000 to our savings account, thinking we get a little interest. We had the full dollar of interest. Not even, we had that with 99 cents at 0.03% interest. So
Okay.
it almost doesn't make any sense to transfer money, but. Any question?
Entertain a motion to accept treasurer's report.
I'll make a motion. Nick.
Thank you, Nick. Anyone
I'll
with a
second.
second?
I'll second.
Who's that?
Paul Epley.
Thank you, Paul.
That's your Polly.
Any questions, comments, concerns, or corrections regarding the treasurer's report? Okay. All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Say nay. Any abstentions? Okay, treasurer's report is accepted. President remarks. A lot of people have, or different associations have asked the question about the dues this year. One, with the staggered starts, some areas will have started wrestling in February into March. Others are beginning shortly. And so as per our Constitution, the executive committee will evaluate this year's expenses and address dues in the fall, as has been our custom and procedure in the past. As you looked at the treasurer's report, you realized there was not a significant amount of expenditures, but we're going to stay with procedures we've used and not vary from that. So as far as what's going to happen with dues, we will, the executive committee will make that determination in the fall, as it has done in the past. Also, in case you weren't aware, we are returning the New York State Individual Championships to Albany for 2022. They're proposing to the use of 10 mats. There's a discussion, possible meeting at the Times Union Center to specifically figure out if those mats will fit, what sort of logistics we'll have for evaluators, officials, corrals, a number of other things. The executive committee is looking to be part of that discussion and assist in any way we can to decide whether this is a good idea or not, or whatever input we can add, to make this a possibility. So keep in mind that we're putting forth 28 officials to be full-time working officials at next year's state tournament. And so we're going to take a look and see how that works and move forward from there. Some of the other parts of the officials, I'm going to leave to Frank to summarize. Also, the use of video review for finals in both the dual meet championships and the individual championships has been accepted by the wrestling committee and the executive committee for NYSWA for next year. So that procedure and protocol has been, I believe we sent that out to everybody, or were we? I think we were planning on bringing it to everyone's attention at our state championships this year, but they were canceled. Essentially, we reworked who was on the committee, and we have identified a process to go through an appeals and the possibility of using video review only, the video review that is designated by the state. So it would be typically a track wrestling video. Could be used by that appeals committee to determine if a call was correct or incorrect, and then move forward from there. My understanding is that the review could be loaded up in a matter of a few seconds. So as the process is put in place, the appeal is made, the committee listens to the appeal, and during that period of time, the video is reloaded and put in place so that the committee can review it, so that there's not an extended, I should say extended, but a little as much time as possible is used to go through the appeals process, review the video, and determine an outcome to the call. So that's a great, I think, a great tool for us to have for next year, and we're looking forward to implementing that.
That's only for the finals.
Yes, just for the finals, gentlemen, just for finals.
Only if requested by the appeals committee.
Thank you, Frank.
Okay.
Anything else from the exec board I may have left out? All right. Committee reports. I'd like to go to OCF, Gene Tracy, if you would, please.
Okay, Mike, thanks. Most all you know what OCF means. It's Officials Coordinating Federation. There's representatives from every sport on the OCF. We handle insurance, contract disputes, territorial rights, etc. It's been kind of quiet this year, but there was some requests from the OCF for opt-outs of officials that weren't going to officiate this year for the COVID, and I received responses from all chapters. Thank you for that. Todd Nelson also asked if we could reach out and see what chapters used arbiter for his reasons. I got responses from all chapters on that as well. Thank you. Todd Nelson sends all the officials, representatives, something from the federation for officials or people that are interested in becoming an official. So I've been sending those out to you. I'm a little behind on them. I have a little bit of a backlog, so I'll send them out in a batch. I didn't feel I needed to get them out in any hurry because of the way the season's been this year on the training. But you'll see that, and if you could reach out to those people that are interested in becoming an official, it would be helpful. So I appreciate that. Questions on insurance. We don't know yet what's going to happen with the insurance company as far as our insurance. None of the seasons aren't all over yet. They did ask for the opt-outs. I don't know why, but as soon as I hear anything on what the plans, I'll let you guys. We have a OCF meeting on May 4th, so I'm sure that will be a question that all the reps will be asking. So I don't know if we'll get an answer at that meeting, but, we'll see how things go. So, but for sure by the fall, we'll have an answer on that. So that's all I really had for OCF. If anybody has any questions, I'll be glad to answer them. If you have any issues, please, out to me by phone or email. I'll be glad to take care of it. I did get some questions on insurance with regards to COVID. Our insurance doesn't cover COVID. Liability insurance, remember, so, nothing to do with COVID. So, but if you do have any other questions, just get a hold of me. So
Thanks,
that's all I
Gene.
got for OCF, Mike.
Very nicely done. Next is nominations for 2022. Gene is our chairman of the nominating committee. So if you want to go through that process procedures, I would appreciate it.
All right, Mike. So next spring meeting will be our election of new officers with a new vice president. So per the Constitution, the rotation has Section 8, 11 in New York City as the next chapters that can nominate for the VP. So please be thinking about who you want to nominate to me by December 1st so that we can review and interview the candidates. We interviewed the candidates during the last process. It worked out well. So, Section 8, 11 in New York City, if you have anybody that's interested in joining the executive committee, remember it's a 6-year commitment. So, just get the information to me, resume, whatever, and we'll review it and we'll go from there. So.
Excellent. Thanks, Gene. Mr. Frank Murata, screening and evaluation, sir, you're on.
Okay, well, we did not have a screening meeting last year, although we were prepared to have one with the nominations that were submitted by the chapters. As far as nominations go, I have kept all of the applications that were submitted for last year's tournament, for this tournament. And in the fall, I'll remind chapters of that so that if you want to nominate the same people that you nominated for the individual tournament or for the dual meet tournament or evaluator, you will not have to file a new application, as long as I'm informed of that by December 1st, because I have those on file. If you want to submit somebody new, or if
Debbie's going down.
chapter did not even submit a nomination, a couple of them did not submit nominations last time, obviously you would have to file an application, and I'd make sure you had the proper paperwork. Or if you wanted to change whoever you were nominating. So basically, everybody should be aware of that, and I'll remind you in the fall, and we'll proceed from there.
Thank you, Frank. Very good. I don't believe there's any other committee reports to have at this particular time. So looking at our old business, Fred, deadlines, reporting forms, emails, secretaries, all that information, if you would, please, you want to touch on that for us.
You're muted, Freddie.
Fred muted himself.
I'm muted. Okay. All our reporting forms will be sent out with the minutes. I'll need a new certified officials roster from everybody. This will be for next year, just certifying for officials for next year. And then in the fall, we always send the amended roster forms. All that stuff I'll send out with the minutes. I'm going to skip right to 6.2 here. If there's any new secretaries, I know Section 4 has a new secretary. I already got their information on that. If you have any new officers, I'll send the officers rosters out too. They'll be out with the minutes also. But if you have any changes during the year in any of your officers, I'd appreciate being let known about it so I can change the directory and resend the directory out. And that's about all I have, Mike.
Perfect. Thanks, Fred. Yeah,
Any
it's
questions about
critical
any
when
of the paperwork that has to be sent back, guys?
Okay. You know,
Okay,
it really is critical for the executive committee to have all of the pertinent information for all the sections and all the chapters in the sections. You know, so when we need to reach out to somebody, we're not chasing something. So, you know, that's great that you keep up to date with who's running the section, president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer, et cetera. So, you know, keep us aware of any changes. I appreciate that. Other business, we have the election of the officers for 2021-2022 season. Gene, I go back to you for this.
Let me unmute here. The executive committee proposes we keep the same slate of officers that are elected. It'd be President Mike Stevens, Vice President Nick Graziano, Secretary Treasurer Fred Brown. Can I have a motion to approve that?
Yes.
Second?
Second,
Okay.
Who is the,
Ray Sarcone.
thanks, Ray.
You're welcome.
Who was the second?
Nick Deanna.
Thank you.
We have a vote on that? All in favor?
we have to cast a single ballot, right?
Secretary cast a single ballot, yes.
Yes.
That was easy.
You guys are doing a great job.
Excellent. Next item is the fall meeting. We're looking at the Maplewood Suites. The executive committee, Fred, I don't know if you were going to check on something as far as dates go. Did you have an opportunity to do that?
I did. I called the hotel 3 times today. Apparently the 2 girls that I've worked with in the past, neither one of them work there anymore. And, the new general manager has not returned my phone call yet, so I'll try him again tomorrow. But the tentative dates are the 22nd and 23rd of October.
Right. I mean, there's part of this is, well, I'll be honest with you, I have a conflict on the weekend of the 16th. I will not be anywhere in town. So, you know, it kind of made sense that I'd be at the meeting. So we were looking at other dates.
Are we to expect an invitation to your daughter's wedding or?
You know, with the COVID protocol and, you know, where the wedding will be, but I'm still working on those logistics and you know,
Sure you are.
as it is, you know, I'm on the inner circle of the decision making.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I believe that.
Yeah, the one thing I do know is the date. I haven't been told what time to be there yet. I'm still anticipating. So that they will bring me up to speed.
You don't even know if you're invited, do you?
You know, that's a darn good question. Yeah, I think I will. We'll see. Hopefully.
Just bring your credit.
Pay the bill.
Just bring your credit card.
Checkbook.
Yeah, write the checks. I get it. Thanks a lot for coming. Appreciate it. Yeah. So we will be forwarding that information as to when our meeting will be, so everybody can get it on their calendar as soon as possible. But you know, we're working with the Maplewood. We like that situation there, and it really provides us with you know, more of a central location for everybody in the state. Any other business that anyone needs to bring up at this particular time?
Anybody have any questions for the executive committee?
I just want to clarify something for you guys. If we decide or have an opportunity to work a spring tournament, a freestyle tournament, our insurance, the all paid, covered, full members are covered for that, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
why we keep the insurance, insisted on having it coverage all year round, off season and out of state.
Be sure that your assigner from your
Right.
chapter has a record of this.
Yeah,
Not
good
that
point.
they Really got to assign you, but
Yeah.
that there's a record that you're working and everything is good.
Yeah, good point, Frank. It's actually the assigner or his designee, so.
Right.
But I'm glad you brought that up, Frank. That's an important thing that the insurance company mentioned.
Have a record.
Hey, Mike,
Yes.
with the is there gonna be, with this COVID issue and everything going on, I'm sure most chapters have changed their policy with the Zoom meetings. Are we going to continue with Zoom meetings being a part of participating in the fall and spring meetings or not?
That's a really good question. You know, the executive committee has, you know, with all the changes and occurrences that have come on for the past year, we haven't really approached that question yet. But I anticipate before we get to the fall, we'll have our executive meetings during the summer. That's a topic worth discussion. And look at the feasibility of meeting in person again, hopefully with the COVID guidelines and however that proceeds, but also the opportunity for individuals to join in via Zoom and to discuss whether that would be acceptable as far as attendance goes, you know, if we are meeting in person. So, you know, that's topics of a discussion for us. And I anticipate we're going to spend some time on that.
I mean, the only issue I would see is that you do put in some type of protocol so that, you know, it is worthy and not a disruption to the meeting, but.
Right. Yeah, we'll discuss the options and if we would even use it anymore. You know, if we're capable of meeting in person, I mean, that's our preferred method. We get to, you know, hand things out to everybody. It saves on postage. It saves on a number of different logistical things. And it gives us an opportunity to meet individually, especially for Steve's, you know, interpretation meeting of the rules. It's so much better in person. And we would prefer that method. But again, we're, you know, under the context of the pandemic, and we'll see where that takes us. Anything else anybody might have? All right,
How did
before we
everybody's
adjourn-
seasons go?
Pardon?
The seasons that went, how did they go?
Yeah, I was going to talk about that.
Yeah.
I know, first of all, I think the number of officials that stepped up and officiated and were compliant with the protocols that the state came down with, and with our association working in concert with them. From what I saw in Section 4, outstanding. Great officiating, gave the kids as much of an opportunity to have a season. And, you know, I think for us in Section 4, it went very well. I know Section 3, it was difficult. And I know at 6, who else is going to start up here in the next couple of days, few weeks?
Section 3 is.
Okay. But everybody else, so yeah, I'd be willing to hear, how did things go with other sections?
We had three teams wrestle in the first winter season. But the rest of the section, I assume is going to be wrestling starting May 1st.
Okay.
In Section 5, we had a season started in February. Actually, we had 59 schools participate. That includes schools that joined together, you know, to form one team. And actually, I did send a little report to Fred. We had a dozen officials opt out, but we were still able to cover everything. We had about 263 assignments. Usually we got about 900 in a season. Some triangulars and quadrangulars went on as well. Everybody followed COVID protocols, and we had a postseason. We ended with our regular season on March 6th, and the following week, we had 5 sites that were designated for class sectionals. And were, you know, evenly divided into 5 categories. They just wrestled for a single champion. The semifinal losers wrestled for 3rd. No spectators, and it went very smoothly, so that our kids had a season, especially the seniors, and some were able to win a sectional patch, which they can't buy one of those. So it's something that we're glad they were able to have. So we managed to get through a season.
That's good. I got reports from like 6 chapters, Mike, and
Okay.
I can share those with everybody. They knew to. Frank was pretty succinct about what he just did. Section 6 is going to have, I think they said from May 10th to June something. Is that right, Scott?
It's scheduled for May 6th with our starting and then 10 days of practice, and the sectional champ is May 19th. But I did have a little bit of conversation, not personally, but through another person with the county executive. And he he was not very, I'm not sure the word to use, very supportive for a season to start. There's a lot of limbo still with county health departments. There's 5 different county health departments involved. And there seems to be a little bit of rift still on a definite going forward for that May 6th date. So it's hard to say whether we're going to or not. I think we're gonna go down to the wire, which is unfortunate for other sports, for these kids to be hanging on to want to wrestle and then find out it's been pulled out, and other sports not having enough kids, so they might lose out on 2 opportunities.
I see section 10 is going to have, starting April 19th, so that's going to be starting up shortly. Section 9, looks like they had, each team wrestled about 4 matches in their section, I guess, and they likened it to their section 9 dual meet tournament, and they got together and wrestled each other, I guess.
Yeah, we
I know
had
that-
one week of wrestling, Saturday to a Saturday.
That was it, Glenn?
Each team got 4 matches. They likened it to the dual match tournament, and only 2 schools were allowed in one facility at a time. They couldn't weigh in toe to toe. They separate locker rooms, all that. But everybody wore masks or had them on. Didn't mean they wore them, but you had nothing to do with mask control. But, it went smooth, but we each got we covered it. We had some modified and JVs as well. But only 8 schools participated out of 25 or 26, whatever it is. Sullivan County and Ulster County totally opted out. So just 8 Orange County teams.
Can you put the one update behind me?
3 schools in our region in Watertown, I think, had 3 schools wrestle, and I don't know, Paulie, did anybody in the Utica area wrestle?
No, we're actually gonna start down here beginning of May also.
You are gonna do it, okay, the second season then, good.
Frank, did you guys have an intersectional tournament, or was it you just split up into 5 like class tournaments?
5 class tournaments, no state qualifier. And
No,
the classes are, by school size.
gotcha.
We had AA, A, and so forth down the line, and pretty much equally divided.
That's good.
So we had a lot of participants at each, school, but they followed all the protocols as far as weighing in and wearing masks, and it went smoothly.
I think it was, following the protocols, it became pretty successful as far as containing the virus. And there was no, super spreader events or anybody shutting down teams like in football in the fall with Pennsylvania, and then listening to what they had, the problems they had. So I was really happy with what I had heard. I mean, it was limited. It was great what Section 5 had. So, and I see CHSSA is going to start here in another week or so. So that's a good thing as well. The kicker is, we talked about this last fall, and that we would proceed as normal and do what we needed to do the way we always did it to prepare for that possibility of a season. And I know we were all pretty surprised when at the end of January, the announcement was made and, okay, you guys we can have wrestling now. But we were ready, and our association membership was ready to step in, understand the protocols. We had done all of our work leading up to that with the interpretations and everything. And, we're going to proceed as normal for next year as well. And come what may, we'll be ready to go in November, anticipating a full regular season with full championships and everything in place. And I do believe some of these protocols that we picked up this year will be continued. But again, we'll take direction from the state, and our executive committee will evaluate what would be the best procedures to follow, and we'll listen to the federation and take what they have, and just be ready and prepared like we were this year. So I give everybody a lot of credit for, it was a slim chance but it's come to fruition and people were ready to go. I congratulate you all for your preparedness. Thank you very much.
Mike, can I ask, again, is West Central here? Anybody from West Central on the call? No, huh? Okay. Wow, what do we do about that? I'll have to talk about that.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
So gentlemen, if there's nothing else, I'll address a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Nobody wants to go.
I'll make a
Okay.
motion.
Make a motion.
Motion,
All right, motion made by,
Joe Alvarez.
thank you, Joe.
By
Seconded,
Todd Messett.
thanks, Todd.
Okay, Todd.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Say nay. There's no nays. All right. Gentlemen, it
Thanks,
is
guys.
7:37 is what I've got, Fred. So
Yep.
there's our, we got it.
Hey,
Adjournment of
hey,
our
Freddie.
meeting. Again, thank you all for coming.
Make sure you
Executive
got
committee,
Roger
are
Overend is at the
you all
meeting,
staying on?
section 6 south.
All right.
I got you, Roger.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Good seeing you, boys.
Here, guys.
Hey,
Thank you,
bye.
man.
Good
Big-
night.
Everybody
Stay
be safe.
everybody.
Everybody.